Okay, back again. I need both hands free, so I'm just kind of doing it this way today. Answering the call to ministry. I'm gonna go in a different direction than one might believe. I'll be talking about my own personal call, but it may be a reflection of somebody else that may be listening. But it's gonna be dealing with pertaining to answering, in general, answering the call to ministry. But there's a message to this, but I'm gonna get started with it. When I first received a call to ministry, when I first got into it, I was real hesitant, understandably so, because my mind, my heart, and my thoughts wasn't even lining up with the things that I saw and the way God used people in ministry, pertaining to ministry. My mind and my heart wasn't even desiring that or line up with that at all. My way of view and thinking wasn't even on that path. And when he called me, I was like, Lord, you sure you want me? You sure you want me to be a part of this? You sure you want me to do this work? The stuff that I've seen these people do. I grew up in church all my life. I've seen it. You sure you want me to do this stuff? Because I'm not the best candidate. Because at the time, me and Guy had a conversation. It was back in 2012, 2013, or whatever. I was saying, you sure you want me to do this? Because I curse, I drink, I smoke, I do everything under the sun. Everything you could think of, most everything you could think of, I was doing it. I was like, you sure? You sure you want me? He's like, yeah, it's gonna be you. I was like, I don't even now when he want me to preach on certain topics, talk about certain topics, I was like, even these past few days, he gave me a message. I want you to preach this to the people. I like, you want me to preach this? Something I'm still struggling with. Something I'm still learning about. Yeah, you gonna preach it? Like, you sure you don't want nobody else that's more experienced or that dealt with it better or can? No, I want you. You're gonna do it. I don't know that. You're gonna do it. You're gonna preach it. You're gonna preach it. Even now, sometimes there are topics I'm hesitant to cover because I'm like, are you sure? But even back when I was first starting out, I was real hesitant because it was like my life ain't nowhere near lining up with that kind of stuff, with ministry, with people that's in the ministry that's preaching and teaching the word of God and doing all this stuff. My life ain't. I was hesitant. I kept asking. I kept trying to get confirmation. I was running. I'm not one of them people that say, oh, I had when I was ready to preach at 6 years old. Not me. That wasn't me. I ran for dear life. I did not want it. I was not doing stuff. I was not living and thinking about. I was in the world. I was doing it. I was doing what I wanted to do. My mind was not on this. I'm just obedient now. He's still working on things in my life. He's still getting me out of certain things. But he brought me a long way. But he's still not done with some things. But I know that I've made some progress, even though I'm not where I want to be quite yet, but I'm still making progress. Like I said, a lot of the stuff that I put on here, it'd be stuff that I need to hear. Like, God, you sure you don't want to get that to somebody else and let me hear it? It's like, no, you're gonna preach it. You're gonna preach it. I want you to preach that. I want you to teach that. I want you to talk about that. Really, Lord, you're gonna have me looking crazy. Say you're gonna obey me. I have to obey the things. Most of these topics, I say 99% of them, I don't even come up with. A lot of times, I don't even know what I'm gonna say when I get on here. He'll give me a topic. I want you to talk about this. I don't know nothing about that. That's all right. I'm gonna be your words. You just open your mouth and start talking. I'm gonna give you what you need to say. You know, this is how he worked with me. You know what I'm saying? Me and him talk. Me and him, we talk like, we have conversations like this all the time. Some of these words he be dealing with me on 2 or 3 days. Cause I ain't just so keen to deliver them. Cause a lot of this, like I said, a lot of this stuff I still deal with. You know what I'm saying? So, but he said, "Oh, I'm gonna use you to do it." And I said, even back then, I said, "Why? I'm one of the least likely people that could wind up in a pool pit." Cause I didn't like, even now I never liked traditional church services. I never liked how things work traditionally in the church. Not saying it's bad or anything. I just was not a traditional person when it came to ministry, when it came to religion. I just was never, I'm least likely. I'm not really, you know what I'm saying, going to church dressed up in a suit every Sunday, I just wasn't with it. You know, was dressed up in a certain tie, I just never was with it. I come to church with what I got on now. Atmospheres like that I can get jiggy with. But I was never a traditional. I grew up in traditional, but I've never really cared for it. And just being honest, this is me. It's just my preference. Not saying it's bad. Everybody got their own preference. Some people like traditional. That's all well and good. But for me, I've never been that type. I've never been the type, even it's by His grace that I even go to church every Sunday, because I wasn't always doing that, you know, because I was like, that's why I was like, God, you sure? Because I'm not really, I ain't really just the one. So yeah, you the one, you gonna do it, and that's why I want to use you, because you least likely. That's why I want to use you. That's why I want to use you as a vessel. That's why I want to pour into you, because if the people see the transformations in your life, if they see the fruit that's showing up in your life, if they see the deliverance that's taking place in your life, if they see what I'm pulling you out of, if they see the results in your life, just like getting a personal trainer, just like getting therapy, personal trainer, anything. What attracts people to personal trainers, what attracts people to therapies and beauticians and stuff like that is one key word: transformation. They see the transformation. That what attracts. Like, that's how I built my detail business, because I had before pictures, after pictures. That's why a lot of beauticians get clientele. They have before pictures, after transformation. That's what brings in more people. Transformation. So if they see your journey, they see your growth, they see your progress, they see the things that I'm bringing you out of, they see the things that I'm delivering you from, they see the things that you're able to accomplish because you're being obedient to me, they're going to see these results, because people want to see results. You can't attract anybody without results. They have to have evidence, they have to see. We're visual creatures. If we can't see anything, we can't see any fruit, we ain't going to be studying. We're not going to. People don't want to just come to Jesus without actually seeing fruit, without actually seeing the evidence. People don't want to just come and without seeing things manifest. They don't want to come if they don't want. You wouldn't go to a personal trainer if you didn't see any results that they were bringing. People still look the same 2 years later and stuff. You wouldn't want to go to them. You wouldn't want to go to somebody. I would not be able to have my detail business if my before and after pictures look exactly the same. So it's all about, like, I might not be where, I desire to be, but I'm a heck of a lot further along than when I first accepted. So it's not always that. It's not that He just calls people that's just perfect, or that's just all the way together, that's just everything right about them. No, He calls the most least likely, the people that you would never think would be doing this. He'll call the people you'll never think. People you think people that you might have threw away in your mind, He'll call them. He'll use them. Oh, you gonna preach. You gonna preach. He used them like when He had His disciples. His disciples were some of the worst people around. They were some of the worst jokers you could run into, but he used them. Even even after Christ with Paul, I use him as an example all the time because he was out there, he was ruthless. But God took him and transformed his life. So people saw the transformation. They saw the fruit. They saw the deliverance. They saw the things that Paul was delivered from, that Paul was brought out of. They see the things that when they see that stuff. That's what he told me. When people see what I bring you out of, people see where I turn your life into. When people see what I bring, what I take you from point A to point B, they see it happening in your life, and all you doing is obeying me and accepting me. They're going to want the same thing. There's people out there that's going to want that. There's people out there that's going to want that deliverance. People out there that's in shackles and chains. People out there that's fighting for their life. And they're going to want what I have. But if they don't see my results, if they don't see the transformations, if they don't see that I'm a healer, if they don't see that I'm a deliverer, if they don't see I'm a way maker, they don't see I'm a miracle worker, they don't see these things, they can't, they won't have anything to go off of. People have to see stuff. People have to see it. Just like if you want to advertise a restaurant, they have to see what you made. They have to see the food, the recipe, how you put it all together, and what you make, how it look. That's what attract you to it. You want to go to that restaurant because you see what they've created, what they've put together. And sometimes, like these, like going around to different people, they have things that they create. They take raw ingredients, food, and turn it into a masterpiece. By you seeing that, now you want to try his food. So that's what I got. And so he's using not just my life, but other people that he's called that may not have it all together, that may have been counted out, that may have been considered to be at the bottom of the barrel when it came to society, that may have been forgotten about. He called those people and transform them and mold them and shape them and into what he wants them to be. So you will see the workings. You'll see the miracles. You'll see what he's capable of. Now you can see it. You can see what he's doing. He did it for that person. He did it for Sarah Sue. He did it for him. Oh yeah, I want that. I want it. I want that. He done delivered this person from that. He done took this person out of that, and they was all up in it. I want it. I tell you, I told her I was hesitant. I was like, he told me this, but I was hesitant for because I didn't have this revelation. Like, oh, wow, y'all, you want to use? I'm gonna be out here looking crazy, delivering messages. Some messages I'm still struggling with. Some messages I need to hear myself. Cause it ain't me. I tell people all the time, it ain't me. I don't choose topics. God give me stuff, and I just be obedient. All I do is be obedient. He'll give me a word to tell somebody. I just be obedient. That's why I don't judge people when I hear stories about stuff. I don't judge people. I don't look down because a lot of that stuff I done did. I done did it. Even with anything you could think of about what men done did outside of abuse. I ain't never abused nobody. But anything you could think of, I done did it. Outside of that, that's just it's all about the transformation. It's all about the deliverance. It's all about the growth. It's all about the journey. When people see the deliverance, people see the growth, people see the maturity, people see the progress that's being made. People like progress and transformation. If they see his progress, that's what makes people want to join in on it. And that's how he brings people to him. Because it's not all about being perfect. It's not all about any of that. It's about freedom. It's about being free from certain things. It's about being healed. He wants healing. He wants freedom. He wants you to be delivered from substance, so you won't be bound. That's why he said he who said Christ is free indeed, so you won't be bound by the press. You won't be bound by the things that are controlling you, by certain desires of your heart, of the flesh. Those things, you're not bound. He don't want you to be bound by that stuff. Now, you're led by Christ. Once you submit to Christ, you have more freedom. And the more things that he takes me out of, the more things he delivers me from, the more things that he elevates me from, I'm noticing a lot of things being freed up. I noticed that the weights are being lifted. I noticed that, it's not as heavy as it used to be. It's still kind of heavy, but it's not as heavy as it used to be. Not where I used to be. I'm not bound like I was. It's there's freedom in walking this walk. There's freedom in it. Even though, like I said, even though we don't do everything right, we still mess up. We still have certain things, but instead of blaming other people, there's an accountability. I'm willing to say, hey, I messed up here. I screwed up over there. I did this, because he said he who confess our sins, he's faithful and just to forgive us our sins. In confessing all that, there's freedom in that, because now I can say, hey, I messed up. I was wrong. I did this over here. I was wrong. That's why I never blame the devil for anything. Oh, the devil did this and the devil, no. I don't blame the devil. No, I don't blame the devil, because it gives him too much power, gives him too much credit. If I say, okay, this is where I messed up at. If I put the blame on me for messing up, now I have to change something. Now I have to fix something. If I put the blame on me, hey, I didn't handle that right. I didn't do that. I'm not going to say the devil got in my head. The devil got in my ear. No. I messed up. I didn't do this right. I didn't handle this correctly. I dropped the ball. Now I got to tighten up. Now I got to fix it. With the help of the Lord, of course. But you know what I'm saying? There's accountability in that kind of stuff. And with that accountability comes freedom. Because once we have the truth, once we accept the truth not only does it demand change, but it leads to that freedom. Now, okay, I have something I can work on. I have something I need to fast about or pray about or seek God about. Or, there's always set a plan aside to make change and make those changes in my life, or study in that area, my area of weakness, because we have to study in our areas of weakness too. So if there's, when it comes to that, there's freedom in that, because now I'm not blaming the press, I'm not blaming all this other stuff. It's me. That song, it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. I ain't blaming nobody. I ain't blaming my mom, my sister, my brother, my cousin. It's me that need prayer. It's me that need to be changed. It's me that needs delivering. It's humility. It's a lot of humility when it comes to this walk too. It's humility. So, that's why it's a lot of that in there. That's why I like it. Because you have people that say some Christians are prideful, arrogant, all this other stuff, and they demon out other things. I try to line up as best I can with Christ. Not what church folks do, what church folks say. I try to line up with Christ. There's humility in following him, because we have, like I said, we have to accept. Then we have to accept our wrongdoing. We have to accept, okay, where we went wrong. This is where I slipped up at. This is where I screwed up. I got to get help with this. I need the Lord to deal with me in this area. This is my area of weakness. I need to study in this area. I need to take steps towards deliverance and freedom in that place. This is where I'm lacking at. This is where, just like when you're doing anything else, when you're doing a business, when you exercise, this is my weakness. This is like, as far as my habits, I wanted to be in the gym, because I want to get my stomach in shape where it needed. That's a weak area. Everything else is muscle, but my stomach, it needs to be worked on. So I need to get back in shape, and I'm also out of shape. My wind is short, so I'm working on those areas. So it's just like with spiritual, just like with your daily walk in life. We have flaws that we continue to work on, continue to grow in. That's just what it is. And it comes with the humility. And that's what I learned the most in this walk, to be humble enough to admit, hey, these are parts that I have to work on. And that's why I don't harp down with starting out. I think I used to preach hard and all that stuff. I don't anymore. It's more out of love, because of the things I've experienced, because of the things that I still deal with, because of the things that he's brought me out of, he's bringing me out of. It's because of the things that I'm still discovering about myself, there's areas that still need deliverance. I know I speak from a perspective of more so versus Used to be like, oh, y'all got to do this, y'all need to stop this and all that. Now I'm more of a perspective of we have to. This is what we need to shoot toward. This is where we need to. This is the level we need to aim toward. Or example B, if you deal with that, these are the spirits that's gonna bind you. You're gonna run into this problem if you don't do this. If you don't change this, if you don't change X, you're gonna run into Y. This is probably gonna run into down that road. That road leads to a dead end. And it's more so out of love. It's more so out of wanting to see change and wanting out of that. It's correction, but it's out of love. It's not out of all that condemning and harshness and all that other stuff. I try to use the righteous judgment. That's more so righteous judgment, you know. But it's like I said, I've come a long way, but still got a long way to go. But my obedience my obedience has led to a lot of the growth. It's led to a lot of deliverance. It's led to a lot of chains breaking, a lot of strong yokes, a lot of things that have been on me for the longest. It's led to a lot of that stuff falling off. A lot of things, not even just with ministry, just a lot of things in my natural life that he's told me to do, and I'm doing, you know, and it's led to a lot of progress. So this is something. It's a lot that goes. You see a lot of chains being broken. You see a lot of deliverance. You see a lot of that happening when you walk with Christ, when you walk with God. That's the best thing, because although you're not completely perfect and all that, you're receiving freedom from a lot of stuff. You're receiving a release from a lot of things that's haunting you, that's binding you, that's been lashed on. There's a lot of freedom in that. And like I say, even though I'm not completely 100% at peace, I'm way better than what I used to be. As far as the peace and stuff, I'm a lot more peaceful than I used to be. There's progress. I can see the progress. So that's another reason why I can keep going, because there is progress. And like I said, the call to ministry, it not only changes other people's lives, not only affects other people's lives, not only affects other people and who you reach out to and who God calls you to serve, but it also affects your life. It also changes and transforms your life, because people get to see the growth and elevation and trials and tribulations that you overcome and the things that you have to deal with. They get to see those results in your life as well. But that's all I have to say. Live for God, believe what he say. He's going to take you a mighty long way. And if you missed it, watch the playthrough. I'm going to leave it up as long as possible. I ain't taking it down. But that's it. Hope you learned something. Love y'all. Peace out.